Welcome back from the break. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on NewsX. Our continuous coverage of the Bihar election results is, of course, on right here on decision day, and it's clearly a decision in favor overwhelmingly of the NDA. Yes, the incumbent government has been voted back decisively into power once again by the electorate of Bihar, although this time, of course, it's a far better showing than even last time around. Much better showing, of course, for the JDU, but even a better showing for the BJP. Even their allies like the LJP, Ram Vilas, doing very, very well. Also, of course, they are being helped by the RLM and the HAM too. So overall, a stupendous day for the NDA. But if we talk about the Mahagathbandhan, the less said, unfortunately, the better. It's been a terrible day for the RJD. They're down by a considerable percentage of seats and vote share. Of course, it's a disastrous showing for the left and the Congress, the VIP, the IIIP, all drawing blanks. So not helping the Mahagathbandhan's tally either. If you talk about the others, well, Prashant Kishore has still not managed to open his account. He's on 0 leads as we speak. So definitely a terrible and far from impressive debut for the political strategist turned politician. But if we talk about the AIMM, well, they are kind of sticking on to their leads. Remember, they had 5 seats in the last assembly, or at least when the results came out in 2020, and they're standing on 5 seats that they're leading on as of now as well. There's also a BSP leader that's leading on one of the seats in Bihar. But overall, it's of course the day for the NDA to celebrate, and celebrate they are from Patna to Delhi to all across the country. BJP offices are of course looking like it's Diwali once again. Joining us to decode this election result 2025 is Alok Mehta, editorial director of India News. We also have Joyita Basu, editor of the Sunday Guardian. Chitra Batham, spokesperson of the Congress Party, is also joining us live. Chitra Batham, let me begin with you first. What do you make of this disastrous showing for your party? You are right now even behind the HAM and the AIMIM in terms of leads, way behind the LJP also. How do you look at this showing for your party, the Congress, and also overall for the Mahagathbandhan? What do you believe has gone so horribly wrong, Chitra?
Well, I think that will obviously be understood only in times to come, when we will sit and analyze it with a cool mindset. Right now, it's a very shocking disappointment for everybody, right from the cadre to the leadership, the kind of results that have come up. These results were not at all anticipated. So obviously, we will try to analyze whether it's really the voters' voice or it's the Vyavastha that actually came back to power. So as far as I can see right now, the manner in which Amit Shah had predicted more than 160 seats, the manner in which Amit Shah had predicted not to allow Tejashwi ji to contest, or to hamper his prospects in a very bad manner. All these things are coming out turning out to be a reality, because obviously Amit Shah dreams and Election Commission converts those dreams into reality. So I think this will have to be analyzed as to what went wrong, as well as
but Chitra Batham, today also the same Election Commission is declaring the results for the by-polls as well. And in the by-elections, the Congress Party has won or is about to win the seat of Anta in Rajasthan. You've been leading on that seat since the morning. It's the same EC that's doing that too, and there you're winning. So do you believe that election also is compromised by the Election Commission?
You have to understand that all these are individually managed things. So the most important of all these elections was the Bihar elections, and that seems to be completely managed as such. So yes, it's I mean, we all have been in such a state of shock that we completely forgot to see our wins in the other by-elections.
No, but that's convenient. Where you
we can't
where
even
you
say anything
win,
more on that.
where you win, you don't believe it's managed. Where you lose, you believe it's managed. That's a very convenient argument, and that's an argument, though, that's not cutting ice with the voter. Because this is a campaign you ran in Bihar of vote chori, but that campaign has not worked.
As I said, these are individually managed programs. These are individually managed computer programs. These are centralized managed things. So obviously,
no, but if it's a computer program, then you've got to prove that it's a computer program.
It's the losing party's onus. Let me finish at least. I am saying if we have won somewhere, and if the losing party thinks that we have won not fair and square, then it is their.
But they've not said that.
Kind of, go ahead and question as to how did they lose.
But they've not said that.
That is not my problem. That is their problem.
But the BJP has lost there. They aren't blaming the EC.
Our analysis shows something else. That's what I'm saying. We have enough evidence from our past elections and the manner in which SIR was conducted in Bihar. We have seen that as well. So obviously,
this is the problem. This is the problem that at the end of the day, you say this, and it doesn't, it doesn't cut ice with the voter. Because all of this was said during the campaign, it's obviously not cut ice with the voter because they haven't voted you into power. In fact, they've reduced you to a dismal 4 seats.
We have analyzed election results for Karnataka. We have
okay, let me go to Alok Mehta.
Results for Maharashtra. We have analyzed election results for Haryana.
Karnataka again you won.
We will be analyzing
Karnataka again you won.
Bihar as well.
Karnataka again you won. It was the same EC that conducted the polls there.
We analyzed and we said that there was vote chori done.
There was vote chori done, but you still won.
We analyze our
तो vote चोरी हुई,
BJP
की vote चोरी हुई वहाँ.
That's what I'm saying. See, but vote chori happened, na. There was a vyavastha that existed over there as well.
Alok Mehta, the Congress still crying vote chori. The election has ended. The results have come out. There was a whole yatra, in fact, on the issue of vote chori. That has still led them to come, not go up, but go down to 4 seats. But still, they don't let up. They cling on to the same issues and they blame the EC. What do you make of the Congress's first reactions that you're hearing on our channel, on the broadcast from the spokesperson there? And also, Alok Mehta, how do you read in to this result that is now, this picture that is now coming out of Bihar, where it seems that the NDA as we speak are even going to cross 200?
Udayji, frankly speaking, about election commission first, because we were just talking about it. Naveen Chawla was very good, a friend of us when Pankaj Vora was here earlier. So, he was even the marriage ceremony of the Sonia Gandhi and all, he was performing at the time, from Sanjay Gandhi days. So, you see, Naveen Chawla became the election commissioner. Then MS Gill, he was the minister also and he was the election commissioner. So, you see, you can't blame them. At that time also, we never talked about it. Now, the BJP are nobody. So, I think this is the very cheap or more undemocratic and just giving some blaming to election commission. Major problem with the field work. BJP or JDU or any party who work hard, continuous work. It's a 365 days they work in the field also. That is the real achievement. And again, Nitish Kumar. Why this success 200? Because when he started in 2000, since long as a chief minister, he was working, cycle for girls, this toilet for, in Modi ji came, then say toilet for them, school education, roads, the Karpuri Gram, I went there a few months back and see the roads are such very good, schools are running very well. So these kind of facilities when you give people, then people say, okay, at least they are giving and they are coming to us also. Here the Congress party or other party, if they say, okay, we are ruling, we just want to rule, we have born to rule, like Lalu Yadav, Charwah school, they started Lalu ji, and then what happened? They ruled for 15 years, and even then, with Nitish also they were ruling, but even then what they did for people, just because of the Yadav and Muslim combination, even the media people also, people sometimes think, I say you have to work also, because Yadav is there, Kamlapati Tripathi was Brahman, but he was first railway for Varanasi started. So if you give something to the people, but what happened in the railway or in other ministry or as a chief minister, even not you can blame alone the Lalu Yadav, the other people like a mafia, how they were behaving with the people. That's why the prohibition, sitting in Delhi, one can say, okay, Prashant Kumar, he says, okay, prohibition, we will just overrule it. But what happened? Women are voting. These times are historical. That's why we should feel proud of it. Even the Congress leader, who is in now Priyanka Gandhi in the United States, or in Muscat, Rahul Gandhi, they should feel proud that women are coming. Credit goes to, from Indira Gandhi to say Priyanka Gandhi, but at least you say that 71% of women are voting. This is a very unfortunate part, that they are condemning democracy out of India. This is the worst part, and they are not their workers. There is no organization. You know, 90 when Lalu Yadav came, till then there was a Congress chief minister. I was there 8 and a half times. And that's why I am saying, since then, Congress never come, because they destroyed Bhagwat Azad, they destroyed Satyen Narayan Singh, and even the Sarla Grewal, the principal secretary of the Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, he wrote that Tapeshwar Singh and all, they should be, CBI probe should be there. And they, after a few months, they got the ticket of the Congress party. These kind of the attitude of the Congress party, ultimately losing Congress, and we need a good opposition. That's why as a media person, I will still tell you, people say, okay, you are briefed by somebody, or nobody can brief us. If the field, if you go, you will find, even in Delhi you can find the Palayan, you say the migrant worker. Yes. I think in Sunday Guardian I have written about it. That migrant worker also go and say, okay, we have also ambition, we have also dream to for Bihar, are you coming to Delhi?
Okay, let me get in Joyita Basu now. Joyita, what are the factors at play? Obviously, we've so far looked at the factors that have gone wrong for the Congress party, but let's look at the factors that have gone right then for the JDU and the BJP and the others in the alliance. What are the factors that seem to have worked, and worked in such a manner that we're seeing the kind of picture that that Bihar's voters have thrown up, where you're seeing a complete landslide win in favor of the NDA. The JDU is up by a significant margin. The BJP does even better than they did the last time around, and of course the LJP and others also up significantly.
Well, Uday, this is, I would say, a symptom of that things are changing on the ground. You know, people are starting to rise above caste and communities and voting for what good governance is about. So, you see parties running on dynasty fumes, which sadly the case is both with RJD and Congress. They will have to basically clean up their act. They cannot keep on saying that, you know, okay, fine, I am young, I am in my 30s, I am in my 50s, 40s or whatever, and these people are there in their 70s. We are better suited for governance. It does not work like that. When you look at a figure like Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he is delivering on the ground. Nitish Kumar is also delivering on the ground. If you look at the indices, the numbers coming out, Bihar has been one of those states. Even for that matter, if you look at the 3 states of UP, Bihar and Bengal, Bihar has the best track record of eradicating poverty. It is still there. It is of course very, very poor state, but when among these 3 states, Bihar has done even better than UP. Bihar's household consumption, these are numbers that are coming out, these are figures, these are statistics. Household consumption has rate has gone up, it is doing better. Its infrastructure is reasonably fine. The thing is that, you see, just constantly harping on the bridges that have collapsed does not really change the mind of the people. I mean, there have been news reports, independent news reports that are talking about industry slowly trickling into Bihar. You see, these are such a huge things for a state which is one of, I mean, the number 1 state among the Bimaru states. Think of, you know, when you get opportunities and all, and law and order. If you have gone through all that we have been, you know, all the sound bites that we have been seeing, and whatever reports we have got from the ground, the chorus among women in particular has been that, you know, whatever short stint the RJD has been in power after Lalu Yadav was uprooted, I mean there has been an exponential increase in law and order problems. Gundagardi has increased on the ground. So, so this is what, and also let us face it, The thing is that there has been a tremendous counter consolidation against the caste thing that was basically, if you look at Tejashwi, apart from his youth, quote unquote youth, what was propelling him? His caste factor, the Muslim Yadav factor. Now, if people do not want to vote for that, so obviously the first thing that they are going to do is that they did not want this Muslim Yadav domination, and most importantly they did not want any uncertainty.
Well, one will have to look at now also how the Muslim and Yadav voting has gone, because obviously there is a, there is a minority vote that's also gone to the BJP and the NDA. There is also a Yadav vote perhaps that's also gone there, and now it's the new MY. The Mahila and the youth.
The Mahila and the youth.
That is trumping the old MY.
Yes, of course, that the Mahila factor is a very big factor, and it is not just because people who are just going to try to pinpoint and just boil down the whole election to the 10,000 rupees that Nitish Kumar has given. No, it is much more than that. People, women want security. Women want say for example, if you are looking at the welfare schemes of the central government,
yes,
everything has benefited the women of Bihar, isn't it? It is not just, and then Bihar has its own schemes. I mean, that is also one of the reasons why Mamata Banerjee is so particular about, she for everything 99.9 rupees given by the center, she gives 10 paisa and renames everything under her government. This is why. Because ultimately the vote goes to people, to governments who have given them pakka ghar, Bijli, Ujjwala, all these schemes, everything is working on the ground.
Okay. Okay. Let me take that back across to you, Chitra Batham. Chitra Batham, on now, who will be blamed for this loss? Will it be Tejashwi Yadav, who was projected as your chief ministerial face of your alliance? Will it be Rahul Gandhi, who of course led your campaigning and led a yatra as well? Who do you believe is responsible for this defeat of the Mahagathbandhan?
Well, honestly, I don't believe that it is anybody's fault as such, our leaders' fault, because our leaders have worked tooth and nail to convey the message or to make awareness in the voters' mindset regarding to what is been happening. If you think that this election victory is a victory of migration, then I think it speaks for itself. If you think this election is a victory of the highest inflation, then I think it speaks for itself. If you think this election is a victory of the debt that the women are facing, of Bihar are facing today, then I think it speaks for itself. Our leadership has done everything in its capacity to boost, to motivate everybody and to see the facts as it is. I don't think so that they fell short anywhere in their respective campaign or conveying of the messages as such. So I think we have to analyze somewhere else as to where the problem lies, and that is something that we will be doing.
Do you believe the issues you raised then were wrong? Do you believe the squabbling perhaps has cost you these friendly fights and the lack of any clear seat sharing until very late?
Apparently that is what I'm saying. I think your political analyst over here, she said that there's a great track record of eradicating poverty. If you think that 94 lakh people who are forced to live on rupees 200 per day is a great track record of eradicating poverty, then I have no words to say. So I believe that this was a completely failed government of the past 20 years. Nitish Kumar had not been successful in delivering Bihar to its optimum level.
So then do you believe, national issues have worked then? Or you believe national issues have worked then? It's PM Modi's charisma, national issues that have come into play here?
There is no PM, so I don't think so there is any PM Modi's charisma per se. Otherwise he wouldn't have to use all those filthy words like katta and dunali and whatnot in Bihar. So I believe he was very desperate, and which is why he stooped to such low levels in the respective rallies. There is no national charisma, there is only a national disaster, which is a vyavastha
but the people of Bihar have obviously
BJP.
not believed that.
Sorry, I did not get your question.
The people of Bihar have not believed what you are saying. They've obviously voted for something totally different. So either you're disconnected.
I am saying
or
the manner in which
the campaign is over, ma'am. The campaign is over, Chitra Batham.
was that he had protected.
The campaign is over. ये सब जो बातें थी वो campaign में बोलने की थी कि PM मोदी का करिश्मा नहीं है. The sarkar has failed. 20 years governance has been misgovernance. The campaign is over. The results have come out now.
If you think there was a charisma, no, Uday Pratap ji, you tell me if there was any charisma of the Prime Minister, then why were they not able to write anything in the manifesto?
No, I'm talking about, so you believe it's the manifesto that has worked for them?
Why they were not able to write anything?
You believe it's the manifesto promises that worked for them?
The press conference of the manifesto lasted for only 30 seconds.
The manifesto,
only 30 seconds.
The manifesto,
shortest press conference.
The manifesto has worked.
NDA manifesto.
The manifesto has worked. The NDA manifesto you believe has worked for them?
They have failed miserably to deliver things. They had nothing in the manifesto written.
So then what is worked? What is worked for the NDA? What is worked for the NDA and what is not worked for the Congress and the Mahagathbandhan?
The Vyavastha. I am telling you, it is the Vyavastha. It is the ECI's Vyavastha.
Again you go back to the EC.
It's amply clear.
Again you go back to the EC.
We will come
Again
back.
you go back to the EC.
You
know, Chitra Batham, if this, I'm afraid if this is the attitude, I'm afraid if this is the attitude, then you're going to lose every election. If you're going to be a sore loser and just blame the EC for a match that you've lost, you're going to be a sore loser. This is like a sportsman blames the referee or the umpire if they lose. This is like a sportsman blame the referee or the umpire if they lose. Joyita Basu responding.
That is what is proved.
Joyita Basu is responding. Joyita Basu is responding.
I'll just mention this much, Uday. From whatever little bit reports we were getting from the grounds and the reporters and coming, and whatever the buzz was that
the proof, Chitra Batham, has to be submitted to the Supreme Court, which you don't do. The proof has to be submitted to the Election Commission, which you don't do. The EC says nothing is submitted to them. The Supreme Court has not admitted any of your proofs. They on your plea, on the plea of petitioners, they admitted the Aadhaar card. 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 And in fact, when the SIR was published, when the new SIR was published, there were no complaints by any political parties. There were no complaints by the opposition when the new SIR was.
Listen to me.
Okay, Joyita Basu is responding. Joyita Basu.
Listen, people who have been following the Bihar elections, the run up to the Bihar elections, they know what a mess the situation was. What a mess Congress in particular, their ground level work is there or not there. There were many friendly, so-called friendly fights, which actually turned out to be very unfriendly in different seats. So, you see, to say that the Congress was expecting, in fact, I was told by our reporters who have been travelling that it will be a miracle if Congress touches the 10 mark. Okay. So, in fact, that was one of the things I tweeted the first thing in the morning. So, for Congress to end up with 4 is nothing much, because you see, I mean, I'm not surprised, because that was the kind of
you won 4 seats and you won 4 seats. And yet the kind of humility is as if they won the election. Is that the problem, Alok Mehta? The complete disconnect is there. Look at the spokesperson of the Congress party. You know, the way she is blaming the election commission, she is blaming everything except for her own party. Obviously, there is some introspection that should be done. Is this the reason why we see the failure after failure, unfortunately, of the opposition? Because they don't course correct. Any democracy needs a healthy opposition. Yeah. But if the opposition is not going to course correct and go on clinging to the same issues, that are obviously not cutting ice with the voter. We are not the voters of Bihar. The voters of Bihar have spoken, and look at the result that's on our screens.
Udayji, A.K. Antony report was lying since long, and then he left even Delhi. These kind of review all the time, they say we will just see and review. Now they just blame the election commission. Again, I will tell you, in Himachal Pradesh, J.P. Nadda was the party president. He wanted to lose the Himachal Pradesh in Vidhan Sabha. He was the leader of the house, he was the leader of the Himachal Pradesh, and then they wanted to lose it. That's why these kind of blame, people are not accepting that, these type of argument. Real problem is there was no organization in there. Rahul Gandhi just visit as a tourist or give interviews to the tourist YouTuber, And that's why he never faced the one-to-one interview with you or anybody else in the country after the Arnab Goswami. You see, this kind of approach, just like you go as a tourist or as a Prashant Kumar also did the same thing. He travelled a lot. We can say, okay, to understand the countryside or the state, it's okay. But afterwards, then you blame,
obviously there were missteps.
Yeah.
Prashant Kishore, did not contest himself. Why did he not contest himself? Did he see the writing on the wall? That he's looking at a losing contest? Did he then send his other candidates out to lose? And just not himself. Rahul Gandhi did that vote chori yatra. Whatever said and done, any yatra is good for a political party to do on ground. But then what happened? He disappeared for 59 days in the middle of the election. So all of these are obvious missteps by the opposition parties, by Jan Swaraj, by Congress, by others. We're going to analyze Tejashwi Yadav's missteps as well in a second, because obviously Tejashwi also now cannot only blame the Congress or the left or the VIP. His party as well is now just down to 26 leads as we speak. But let's go across to a BJP headquarters now that obviously is looking like it's going to have a Diwali celebration once again. Sanjay Sharma, लगता है इस साल में 2 बार दिवाली आ रही है भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लिए. क्या नजारे हैं बीजेपी दफ्तर में संजय? What are you seeing around you? What is the kind of euphoria there, and what time are we expecting the celebrations this evening to begin?
मैं आपको दिखाता हूं ये बीजेपी के राष्ट्रीय मुख्यालय का नजारा. आप देख सकते हैं यहां पर लगभग शाम को 6 से 6:30 के बीच में प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी यहां पर इसी जगह पर मंच पर पहुंचने वाले हैं. आप देख सकते हैं यहां पर मंच बनाया गया, मंच तैयार है प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी के स्वागत के लिए. और यहीं से ये जो मंच आपको दिखाई दे रहा है, यहाँ पर बड़ी बड़ी लाइटें लग चुकी हैं, स्पीकर साउंड सिस्टम सारा तैयार हो चुका है, सामने लाइटें लगाई गई हैं और यहीं से प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी सभी कार्यकर्ताओं को संबोधित करेंगे और साथ ही साथ उनका अभिवादन स्वीकार करेंगे. आप देख सकते हैं मेरे बाईं तरफ ये बैंड बाजे, ढोल नगाड़े, ये सब के सब यहाँ पर जुटते जा रहे हैं. तो यहाँ पर कार्यकर्ताओं की भीड़ भी आती जा रही है और यहाँ पर सिर्फ कार्यकर्ता ही नहीं पहुंच रहे. आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पर मिठाइयाँ बट रही हैं, लड्डू बट रहे. जय भगवान जी, मिठाइयाँ क्यों बांटी जा रही हैं?
आज बिहार की जनता ने मोदी जी को पूरा आशीर्वाद देकर के जो विदेशी शक्तियां बांग्लादेशी घुसपैठिए रोहिंग्या के वोट बनवा करके देश में उनको बढ़ावा दे रहे थे.
कांग्रेस करी वोट चोरी की है, मैनेजमेंट किया, व्यवस्था की है आप लोगों ने वोट की.
देखिए, जब हम हिमाचल में हारते हैं तब वोट चोरी नहीं होता है, जब कर्नाटक में कांग्रेस जीती तब वोट चोरी नहीं होता है, तेलंगाना में कांग्रेस जीती तब वोट चोरी नहीं होता है, जब भाजपा जीती है, एनडीए जीता है तो वोट चोरी का इल्जाम लगाते हैं.
यहाँ पर कुछ लोग लालटेन लेकर के भी आए हुए हैं. आप तो लालटेन जला रहे, क्या बात है?
लालटेन जो तेजस्वी यादव जी कह रहे थे कि बिहार में विकास नहीं हुआ है, हम उनको दिखाना चाहते हैं कि आजकल लालटेन जो है घासलेट से नहीं एलईडी से चलता है, जो कि जीता जागता उदाहरण है नीतीश बाबू और मोदी जी का विकास का बिहार प्रतीक है. बिहार में बिजली 24 घंटे आ रहा है.
आप देख सकते हैं कि यहाँ पर जो कार्यकर्ता जो इकट्ठे हुए हैं उनके मन में क्या बात है. आपको लगता है फिर से दिवाली का दिन है?
हमारे लिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी में मोदी जी के शासनकाल में, मोदी जी के जब से हमारे सिरमौर बने हैं, टॉप पर हैं, तब से हमारे लिए रोज दिवाली का माहौल बन रहा है. और आज तो स्पेशल दिवाली का माहौल है क्योंकि पूर्व की तरफ हमारे को अगर बाई चांस अगर हम यहाँ पर नहीं होते, जीत की खुशी नहीं मिलती, तो पूर्व के आगे एक बंगाल भी पड़ा हुआ है. लेकिन जनता ने भर भर के हमारे को वोट दिया है. वो चाहता है कि विकास की गाड़ी जो है लगातार चलती रहे और बढ़ती रहे आगे.
आप देख सकते हैं बिहार से जो विकास का दौर जो शुरू हुआ है और अब बीजेपी चाहती है कि ये दौर लगातार जारी रहे और पश्चिम बंगाल के चुनाव जब आएंगे तो बंगाल में भी इसी तरीके से बीजेपी की विकास की लहर चलती रहे, जारी रहे.
जी बिल्कुल. और अब अगर हम बात करें तो आपके सूत्र क्या बता रहे हैं संजय? जब आपकी बात हो रही है ऑफ रिकॉर्ड बीजेपी के नेताओं से, तो मुख्य वजह वो क्या बता रहे हैं? मेन फैक्टर्स क्या हैं बीजेपी के इस विक्ट्री के लिए? अगर हम बात करें तो 1 या 2 महीने पहले काफ़ी विश्लेषक कह रहे थे कि कांटे की टक्कर थी, मगर आज जो स्थिति स्पष्ट हुई है वो तो बिल्कुल एक तरफा जीत हुई है बीजेपी और एनडीए के लिए. तो चीज़ें कैसे बदली? विनेबिलिटी के कारण क्या बता रही है पार्टी के सूत्र?
देखिए, बीजेपी के नेताओं को इतना भरोसा नहीं था कि इतनी बड़ी संख्या में उनकी जीत होगी. 160 का दावा केंद्रीय गृह मंत्री अमित शाह कर रहे थे, लेकिन ये जो नंबर आ रहे हैं ये जो रुझान प्राप्त हो रहा 200 सीटों के ऊपर, तो ये इसकी कल्पना बीजेपी के नेताओं को भी नहीं थी। लेकिन अब यही कहा जा रहा है कि इसमें सबसे बड़ा योगदान रहा है महिलाओं का, यानी कि बिहार की जो आधी आबादी थी महिलाएं, उन्होंने कास्ट तोड़ दी। पहले ये कहा जाता था कि एमवाय समीकरण है महागठबंधन के पास, लेकिन एमवाय समीकरण टूट गया। उनकी जो महिलाएं थी उन्होंने अक्रॉस द कास्ट लाइन होकर के बीजेपी को वोट दिया, एनडीए को वोट दिया, जेडीयू को वोट दिया, एलजेपी को वोट दिया। तो एनडीए की जो बड़ी जीत हुई है उसका बड़ा कारण बिहार की आधी आबादी है, जिसने चाहे वो शराबबंदी का कारण हो, चाहे लॉ एंड ऑर्डर का कारण हो, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं बीजेपी और एनडीए के पक्ष में वोट डाला है।
जी, आज तो जश्न का दिन है जैसे हम देख रहे हैं आपके इर्द गिर्द, मगर आगे क्या? शपथ की तारीख कुछ तय हुई है? बीजेपी विधायक दल की बैठक, जेडीयू विधायक दल की बैठक ये कब हो सकती है? एनडीए की बैठक कब हो सकती है? क्या वही फॉर्मूला अपनाएगा एनडीए, एक मुख्यमंत्री और दो उप मुख्यमंत्री? क्या मुख्यमंत्री चेहरा नीतीश कुमार ही रहेंगे? क्या दोनों उप मुख्यमंत्री बीजेपी के होंगे? क्या चिराग पासवान भी कुछ और चाहेंगे अब सरकार में मेजर शेयर, गिवन द फैक्ट नाउ कि वो 20 सीटों पर पहुंच गए हैं? आगे की राह क्या है संजय?
देखिए, जहां तक मुख्यमंत्री की बात है तो मुख्यमंत्री का नाम निर्विवाद रूप से तय नीतीश कुमार ही भावी मुख्यमंत्री होंगे, इसमें किसी को भी कोई शंका नहीं है। लेकिन जहां तक बात है डिप्टी सीएम की, कितने डिप्टी सीएम बनेंगे, कौन कौन बनेंगे, तो इसके लिए आज शाम को 6:30 बजे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जब यहां पर आएंगे बीजेपी के राष्ट्रीय मुख्यालय में, पहले कार्यकर्ताओं को संबोधित करेंगे। उसके बाद में लगभग 8 बजे 8:30 बजे के करीब बीजेपी के पार्लियामेंट्री बोर्ड की बैठक होगी। और बीजेपी की जो इसको सर्वोच्च बॉडी कहा जाता है, सर्वोच्च इकाई माना जाता है, तो पार्लियामेंट्री बोर्ड में इस बात का फैसला होता है कि पार्टी की तरफ से कौन मुख्यमंत्री होगा, कौन डिप्टी सीएम होगा, कितने डिप्टी सीएम होंगे। तो ये फार्मूला अभी तय होना है, नाम तय होना, तो उसका फैसला सिर्फ और सिर्फ बीजेपी का पार्लियामेंट्री बोर्ड करता है, जिसके बैठक आज शाम को लगभग 8 से 8:30 के बीच में होना है। इसी बीजेपी के राष्ट्रीय मुख्यालय में बैठक होगी जब प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी आएंगे, जेपी नड्डा उस बैठक में शामिल होंगे, अमित शाह उस बैठक में शामिल होंगे, राजनाथ सिंह,